Plant the seed. What do I mean by that? Well, just a second, we'll get into it. But first, welcome to you to the voiceover huddle, Thursday edition. We do it every weekday morning just to talk about voiceover and give you some tips and strategies to keep and grow your business in voiceover. My name is Mike Hathcote. I am a full-time voice actor and author of the book, The Voiceover Blueprint. If you want to check that out, it's in the link below. Download the digital download, the audiobook, and for bonus gifts for less than $10. So check the description below for that. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. And as always, chime in on the chat so we can do some shout outs in a minute just to find out where you're watching from. And by the way, if you want to learn more about the VoiceOver Blueprint, not the book, but our flagship training program, which is the most robust and comprehensive voiceover training program on planet Earth, also in the description below. And speaking of the description below, we also have the webinar that we did Tuesday night with George Whittam, where it's called Practical Personal Studios, where he gave us the lowdown on all the things that we can do to make our booth sound as best as it can be with just practical stuff you may just have around your house. So if you're building a booth or if you're having issues with your booth, maybe you don't think your booth sounds as pro as it should, the replay of that will be at the normal price until the end of this week, and then it goes back up to the retail price. So don't forget to check that out. Okay, let's talk about planting the seed. So when marketing, and especially with email marketing, there's a lot of waiting and waiting and waiting. And when the majority of what I do and I do in my marketing is, like I said, email marketing. I mean, there's other ways to market, social media or marketing and that kind of thing. But really, how I've built my business is direct email marketing, not platforms like Fiverr or Upwork, even though there is a place for those, not pay to plays, but direct email marketing, going straight to the source, the people who are doing the hiring, alleviate the middleman, and just go straight to the source. That is the best way to grow a business because, well, several reasons. Number one, when you're working directly with someone, there's usually less competition. Many of my clients that I work with on a regular basis just send me work. They just send it. There's no audition. It's just, here's another one for you. In fact, just this morning, I've gotten 3 radio spots, and this week, this one this one thing that's happening down in the Virginia area, they're just cranking out radio spots for this thing. So this one client just sends me the spots. Here's another one for you. Here's another one for you. So that's one way to go. But the second way is if there is an audition involved, it's usually a much smaller pool of competition than, say, a pay to play or some bigger platform, right? Instead of being up against, several hundred people, you're up against maybe 10 to 15 people, right? So the odds are very much more in your favor. So having said that, now there is a prerequisite, and you've heard me talk about this many, many times, and I'm going to say it every time I talk about marketing and email marketing. You have to have the right, bait. And I know I'm mixing analogies here between fishing and planting, but you have to have the right bait when you're going out there and doing your marketing, which means pro quality demos and a good website to showcase them on. Pro demos and a good website. That's the prerequisite for doing direct email marketing. If you've got DIY stuff, those need not apply. So once you've gotten pro demos and a good website, then sky's the limit. You can go out and you can start marketing directly to the places that do the hiring and will most likely pay you more, be less competition, and will be long-term or longer term anyway than just these one-off jobs on these platforms. Okay. Having said all that, what you should be worried about, though, is planting the seed or, sending your info to the right places and then wait. Okay. A lot of waiting. You got to put a lot out there. You gotta scatter a lot of seeds just to get a few sprouts. But those sprouts will happen. It just may take a minute or 2 or months, sometimes even years. I've even gotten, replies back over a year later from my initial email where they never replied up until, now, and they've given me work or they've replied and said, "Yeah, we'll add you to the thing." So it doesn't matter that they're not replying back lightning fast, okay? So here's an example. When I do my marketing, I change up who the recipient is from time to time. I don't just go after, general video production companies. I'll go after, specialized producers like e-learning or, radio or whatever it may be. But also from time to time, I reach out to agencies because the more agents you have, as long as they're not in competing markets, the more agents you have, the more opportunities you'll have coming into your inbox for auditions. And once again, you may be up against a ton of people and maybe not. So agents are good to have. And I did a whole topic on agents a few months ago, if you want to look that up. But agents are good to have. You shouldn't rely on them. But the more you have, the more opportunities you have for auditions, which is the ultimate goal in marketing, more opportunities. So as an example, here's what happened. Back in May, one day I decided I'm going to reach out to some agencies. Now, my assistant does this for me on a day-to-day basis, but I must have had a slow day or something, and I was doing my own marketing, which, it's a good problem to have when you don't have enough time to do your own marketing and have to hire someone. But that day, it was a slower day apparently, so I decided I was going to do my own stuff on top of what she does for me every day. So I reached out to some agencies and never really heard back from anyone until yesterday. And I'm going to read you what she said. Let me find it here. Okay, so I sent this out on May 28th, so almost 2 months ago. And her reply yesterday was, "Hey, Mike, thanks for reaching out and for your patience. I was in a bit of a pause from bringing on new talent when you emailed, but that is no longer the case. I kept your materials on file because I enjoyed your demo. Are you still looking for VO representation? If so, I'd love to schedule a time to hop on a call and connect." Okay, 2 months ago. They weren't ready then. They're ready now. And so I've got a call scheduled with her tomorrow to chat a little bit. And so And sometimes, by the way, they will just add you. They'll, "Oh, yeah, you look it sound great. I'll put you on there." Some of them will wanna do kind of an interview, which is what tomorrow is. Um, but yeah, you gotta plant the seed and then wait. Those crops don't grow overnight. You gotta wait. It's a waiting game. And, marathon and not a sprint and all those different analogies or whatever, but it's a waiting game. But you have to put the right bait out there. You have to put the right seeds out there and then wait for them to sprout. And then once they do sprout, then you have to take care of them. Then you have to, uh, cultivate and make sure that you're feeding them and giving them the right attention because you can have all the agents or all the customers in the world or all potential customers, but if you're not delivering, if you're not giving them the proper attention, then they'll just die out there in the field. So make sure you're doing that as well. Okay, planting the seed. That's what today is about. Let me know if you have any questions on that in the chat. Hey, Sean from Longview. Good to see you on here. And there's Jason from Kearney, Nebraska. And Grady from from Ithaca, New York. And hey, Sarah from Kentucky. And good morning, Bob from Wadsworth, Ohio. And John from Denver. Hey, Sally from Plano, Texas. And Dennis from Grant Park, Illinois. Hey, Maria from Rhode Island. Happy to be back after a wonderful vacation. Well, we're happy that you are back and hope you had a great one. And hello, Tracy from Rochester, Minnesota, and Ron from Grand Haven, Michigan. Hey, Terry from Fallston, Maryland. Once you plant the seed, make sure you do the proper things to help it germinate. That's right. You got to water it. You got to do all the things to make sure that that seed sprouts. Alex says, good morning from Utah. And Callie from Pasco, Washington. And there's Wayne from Port Orchard, Washington. How far is Pasco and Port Orchard? How far away are those from each other? Andrew says, good morning from Latvia. And there's Doug from Greensboro, North Carolina. And Joy from Southfield, Michigan. Good to see you, Joy. And Jay from Covington, Georgia. And Joshua from North Georgia. And hey, Mark from Montreal. Good morning to you. And there's Phil from, he's in California. He's from Tokyo or lives in Tokyo, but he's in California today. So welcome back to the States. And there's Dennis from Pasadena. Good to see you, Dennis. Bob says, don't know if it's your side or mine, but you start your video after you start talking. You were almost finished with your shameless plug before the broadcast started. Interesting. Was that the case for everyone else? Let me know. There's Nancy in Yankton, South Dakota. And Police Commander Z3 from Atlanta. Hey, Cool Keith, checking in from Raleigh, North Carolina. Good to see you, buddy. And Lynette from Sparks, Nevada. Good to see you. Josh says, I can tell you changed your interface. No clipping is heard. Thank you for that. I was going to ask. I did change my interface. Hopefully there's no more crackle that usually happens because of this dang, this one, which I'm going to throw this in the trash heap. Because George told us the other night, one of the many little snippets that he gave us, tidbits of information, was that the Focusrite 4th edition or 4th generation, the Focusrite Solo 4th edition is no bueno, and it's a known issue. So no wonder I was having issues with mine. So I yanked it like I'm starting a mower. No more of that. And glad to hear that it does sound better. Thank you. Shane from New Mexico, hello to you. Wayne says about 200 miles, Port Orchard's on the Puget Sound side of the Cascade Mountains, and Pasco's in central Washington, the desert area. Okay, good to know. Hey, Jonathan. Jonathan says, solid gold advice, Mike. Don't start marketing your business before you're ready. You only get one chance to make the first impression. Hope everyone is having a great week. Well, thank you very much for that, Jonathan. And by the way, speaking of Jonathan, Jonathan is the proprietor of VOLeads and VOInbox. And I meant to email you about this, Jonathan, yesterday, but we now have on the VO Blueprint website, we now have a partners page. And that partners page is for trusted partners in the VO industry, service providers, who we've partnered up with to offer special discounts. And so VOLeads and VOInbox are two very, very robust programs that can help you with your email marketing. One is just giving you leads that you would email yourself. The other is a full service email marketing system that does all the leads, the lead emails for you. So if you want to check those out, just go to either VOLeads or VOInbox.com and use the code Blueprint to get 25 leads on each of those platforms. So check it out. VOLeads.com, VOInbox.com. Meant to email you about that yesterday, Jonathan, but we finally got that up. And also George's offer for Blueprint members is on there as well. Callie says 187 miles to Port Orchard from Pasco. Okay. Jay says, when you target overseas clients, how do you find out if they even serve North American or English-speaking markets so you're not wasting time? Excellent question, Jay. So the way I would do it, and the way I do it, or my assistant does it, is when you go to their website, they will probably have videos that they've already created. And, it's their show reel, they call it. So their show reel will have videos with voiceover, and I always try to find examples in their show reel that does have voiceover. If their voiceovers on their show reel have American accent VO, then there's how you know. If all of their show reels are in other languages, then you can just move on. But if you find that they do use voiceovers and those voiceovers are in American accents, there you go. Dennis says, "Yes, you were already speaking when you appear. Interesting. I'll have to watch the replay. I don't know why there was a delay on that because it just said you're live and I just started like usual, but anyway." JJ says, "I've noticed that too, Mike. Even if I have the notify me on, you've already finished the first sentence or two when I can hear you." Huh, interesting. Because when I play this back and I watch them all back just to make sure everything's good, when I watch them back, they start like normal. Jason says, "What's your new interface?" Well, I got the Scarlett Solo 3rd generation. So I basically went back to the 3rd generation, which does not have any known issues. Apparently, the 4th generation has a bunch of known issues with a lot of different applications. Hey, there's Matt from Portland saying hi. Well, hello to you. And Joshua says, "I just changed from the 3rd gen Solo to the 3rd gen Scarlett 2i2. The 3rd gen had bad hissing and distortion. My noise floor is now nearly non-existent." Interesting. Cool. Yeah, I don't need the 2i2 because there's only one of me. I don't need 2 inputs. I just need the one. So I just use the Solo. Wayne says, "Regarding Bob's question about being late on the audio, I find if I log into my computer, I can get in before the program starts. Waiting for the text on my phone makes me seconds late." Oh, okay. So the text that comes may be just a little bit late then. Um, I know a lot of people. I go live. Well, I turn it on about 5 to 10 minutes early so that you get the little notification of what the topic is, and then people start commenting, and then right at 9 o'clock is when I go live. So I don't know. Maybe there's a delay in the text or something. I don't know. Josh says it's a lag in YouTube. The full video is there on playback. Okay, interesting. So, yeah, I guess if you miss the first few seconds, then you have to watch the intro. So, sorry, YouTube is being weird there. Philip says, "Hit the like button before leaving." Yes, thank you, Philip, for that reminder. Please hit the like button. That always helps. Alan says, "Good afternoon from Philly." And Sarah says, "Great message today. Thanks, Mike. I was just driving some country roads between crops of corn, soybeans, and tobacco. Good visuals to support your encouraging words." Well, thank you, Sarah. That means a lot. That's very nice. Thank you. Marlene says, "Good morning. Yes, the playback is fine. It's YouTube that starts after." Dang you, YouTube. Callie says, "Same here on the delay on the live. No delay in the replay, though." Well, maybe I guess just try to get there a little earlier. I don't know. Okay. Well, like I said, I got what I got 1, 2, 3, 4 radio spots to do in the morning or this morning. So I'm gonna hop off and get to those. Those are just being dominating my days lately here. But hey, I'll take it because it all pays. All right, guys, remember tomorrow is Q&A Friday. And so we're all about your questions tomorrow. So bring them. Bring your questions. And remember, tomorrow is also the last day of George Whittam's replay being at the regular price. After that, it's going to go up to the I keep saying regular price, the sale price, the current price. After tomorrow night at midnight, it's going to go up to the retail price, and it'll be on the website. So you'll still be able to get it. But if you want to get it for much cheaper, get the link below because that thing was packed with so many tidbits of information about making your sound so much better. I learned a ton, and I thought I knew pretty much everything about all that stuff, but nope. All right. Once again, I'll see you tomorrow for Friday Q&A, and until then, see ya.